Joe, Jackie O, Akmal Saleh, Gary Eck, Nicky Osborne, Tiffany Cherry, Paul Khalija and the Dalai Lama may be involved. That's all I can say at this stage. I hope you all had a great long weekend. Yep. Did you get up to much? Yeah. That's the way. Congratulations to everyone who made the Queen's birthday honours list. Well done. No, snubbed again. Snubbed again. What do I have to do? All those hours and hours of community service. Sure, enforced by the legal system. But I did it. I did most of it. I'll tell you what, I wasn't the only one. There are a lot of people being snubbed this year. People who've done a lot for this country. People who really put in when it counts. Like these guys. They're the good guys. If they're not getting a run, who deserves to be there anyway? Congratulations. Although, I think it's safe to say I'm the only one in this room who can put their hand up and say, Ralph Magazine's best bloke ever. Thank you. Thank you very much. And now, let's rip into the big news. Obviously, the biggest story this week has been the circus surrounding Paris Hilton and her release from jail and then her return to prison. Originally, they released her into home detention where she was made to wear an electronic anklet. And I don't know, is it just me, but you knew half an hour after she was released that electronic anklet was going to be wrapped around some rich bloke's ear. That's all I can think about. I didn't even know Prada made an electronic anklet. But it was certainly a controversial move for the judge to order Paris back behind bars, but some people took the news better than others.
He ruled that he was remanding Ms. Hilton to the sheriff's custody to serve the remainder of her sentence at the Century Regional Detention.
No!
That wasn't the first time that bloke has got upset either, I should point out.
Can you please welcome a Bindi Irwin?
He can't be stopped. He can't be stopped, I'm telling you. To tell us more about how her case and how Paris is coping, we cross now to LA and Paris Hilton's lawyer, Richard Hutton. Richard, thanks for coming on The Nation.
Thanks for paying me.
So, how's Paris?
Look, great. Couldn't be better. I mean, the weather's beautiful this time of year. There's so much to see, the Louvre, the Eiffel Tower.
No. How is Paris Hilton?
Oh, look, you know, she's obviously, she's very upset. She's very emotional. I mean, she's been through so much.
Yes. I believe when she re-entered prison, they asked her to undergo another cavity search.
No, that's not true. She asked them. The DVD comes out next week, and it's a cracker, Mick. Probably her finest work. Yeah. We're all very proud of Paris.
Be sure and send me a copy. Now, I also believe you rang Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger and asked him to pardon Paris?
Yeah, that's correct. I rang Arnie, and he promised to free Paris, and now he's gone back on his word, so...
But Governor Schwarzenegger has publicly stated that he never agreed to pardon Paris.
No, I was there, Mick. You know, I was there, I spoke to him. I'm a lawyer, not a liar. And I can assure you, he agreed. So if you've got some evidence, let's see it right now.
OK, well, we happen to have a recording of that conversation. Let's have a listen.
Sarah O'Connor?
No, it's Richard Hutton, Paris Hilton's lawyer.
Oh, you. What do you want?
Well, I'm just ringing to see how you are.
I'm fine. Where's this going?
Yeah, look, I was just wondering, can you free Paris Hilton?
Pardon?
Thank you.
No, that's not... No.
I heard pardon, Mick. I heard pardon.
I think you're taking advantage of the situation.
Sorry,
there,
you're breaking up there a little bit. I just...
Richard, we can see you. Richard Hutton, ladies and gentlemen, off you go. In Vatican City, a 27-year-old German man leaped over a barricade and tried to jump onto Pope Benedict's Pope-mobile. There he is there. Have a look. Hello! Look, clearly he's just trying to carpool. I mean, it's the weekend before a long weekend. We know how expensive petrol is. I can't believe it's an open-top Popemobile. I've never seen one of those before. I think for security purposes, he should probably not use that again. Maybe one of these could be good. There he is out the back of the Vatican, crushing a few cars. He loves it. He loves it. In fact, he's a bit of a petrol head. Have a look at this. There he... King of the mountain. That's what they say. The 40,000-tonne ship Pasha Bolka is still stranded on Nobby's Beach off Newcastle. Treacherous conditions have turned this maritime disaster into Australians' version of the Titanic. Sorry, it's tearing up, Arch. Tearing up. Sorry, I've just been handed this notice from the Coast Guard. Anyone playing beach cricket on Nobby's Beach, it's one hand off the ship. Very important to get that right, people. US President George Bush visited Albania this week, where he was met with it was a fanatical reception. The president was mobbed by adoring fans, had a street named after him, and the government even issued commemorative stamps to celebrate the visit. You got to hand it to the Albanians, whole nation that enjoys licking bush. No! Terrible joke. Tony Mockbell has been in the news this week when he was caught in Athens after spending 15 months on the run. Of course, Mockbell made more headlines for the wig he was wearing when he got caught. There it is there. Authorities have said they will return the wig to its rightful owner as soon as possible. There it is. Right there. Forget the wig, he was in Greece. He would have blended in better just being a fat, bald bloke. Now that Mockbell has been caught, it has opened... Yes, we're on to it. It has opened the door in Athens for another Greek kingpin to take over his turf. Here he comes.
Hello, gentlemen. Hey! Look what I got. Look what I got for you. Fresh in today from Colombia. You're a fool. You don't have to pay me today. I know you'll come back for more tomorrow. Maybe you want to go to the disco. Look what I got here. You're a fool. Disco party poppers for all the kids. My daughter, she loves him. Rula, tula, sula, vula, fula. They all love him. Not so much a happy. He prefers the mushrooms, you know. What can you do?
There he is. What happens if the cops come? What do you do?
If the cops is coming. Wait a minute.
Where'd he go? Where did he go? From the funeral, ladies and gentlemen.
I know nothing about anyone named Con. My name is Nick. Nick O'Connor.
Thank you, Nick O'Connor. Make him welcome. There he is. What a guy. To the United States now, and a wheelchair-bound man was pushed down a highway by a truck after his wheelchair got stuck in the truck's grill. There it is there. The unsuspecting truck driver drove off unaware that the wheelchair was stuck to the front of the truck. Frantic drivers called 911 to report the incident.
911 emergency.
There is a westbound truck dragging a man in a wheelchair. He did not see him crossing in front of him when the light changed.
He's pushing a wheelchair down the road with the man.
I've got it. Thank you.
Harrowing stuff. There was also an Australian over there who witnessed it as well.
911 emergency.
Yeah, there's this fat guy in a wheelchair and he's stuck to a truck. Oh, it's a pisser. One of the funniest things I've ever seen. Hey, Steve-O, get the video camera out. We got to get this. It's hilarious. Oh, there are insects getting stuck to his teeth. Oh, hang on, we're pulling up alongside him.
Thank you.
It's easy to take something like that out of context. But, very funny stuff. The new giant of the sky, the double-decker Airbus A380, took off from Sydney Airport with its first load of Australian passengers. The Super Jumbo, with a group of airline guests on board, had a successful joy flight over the city. That guy's having a bad day. He's having a bad day. The Dalai Lama is currently touring Australia. Now, I don't have a problem with him coming out here, but I do have a problem with his tour poster. This is the actual poster. Hey! Looks like he's hosting his own Tonight Show. Here's my band leader, Paul. Anyway, it's better than some of the other designs that were on offer. This was the one they nearly went with. Yeah, don't mess with that bloke. We actually tried to get the Dalai Lama on the show, but apparently he was only doing 3 interviews, and I thought, bugger that. We're not going to give up. So while he was out here, we decided to follow him around with our spy cameras and see if we could get some candid footage of the Dalai Lama. Let's take a look at that.
And questions will be taken at the end. Without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I give you His Holiness, the Dalai Lama.
The world is changing. And we must all remember that if we not have a truth on our side, then we must have an alternative to our king. Hey! Would you mind shutting the up? Yes, you knuckle. How about I come down there and punch the living suitcases out of you?
Hello, the chosen one?
Right, that's it. You've gone! You've gone, mate. You've gone.
Hey, hands off the llama, you
Fake fruit! Fake fruit! Still mineral water. I asked for still mineral water, not carbonated. What are you, retarded? Sandwiches. What are these? I asked for gluten-free. Get it right. Come on. Insufficient funds? Oh, that's bullshit. What are you looking at?
You heard the llama, piss off. Keep walking, Toots. You all right, llama? I'll lend you some money, don't worry, man. Yeah, thanks.
That is terrible behaviour. Terrible behaviour. I don't care who you are. You don't behave like that. We're going to go to a break. When we come back, we'll be going to LA and catch up with Jackie O. Don't go away. Welcome back to the Nation. Time, obviously, to talk entertainment, and who better to do that with than our own Jackie O, coming in live from LA. Hello, Jackie, how are you?
Hey, Mick, I'm good. How are you?
I can't complain. I'm very excited because next week you're going to be joining us live back in the studio, so that's going to be a load of fun. But in the meantime, what do we need to know? What's happening in Hollywood?
Well, everyone over here is still obsessing about Paris Hilton, as I'm sure they are back in Australia. But I thought I'd give you a little update on what's going on, what we found out this morning. Apparently yesterday, whilst Paris was in prison, she called Barbara Walters. Now, Barbara Walters is like the American female version of Ray Martin, wouldn't you say? That's kind of accurate.
Yes, that's a good way of putting it, yes.
Okay, so she calls Barbara Walters from prison to set the record straight on a couple of things, some of them being she's quite happy with the fact that she's in prison. She's glad this happened because she says it's taught her a few things and changed her perspective on life. And we're going to see a very different Paris being released from jail in 14 days' time, if it comes to that.
Right.
She says that she is going to ditch the whole dumb blonde act, and that she swears has been an act all this time. She says she realises it's not so cute anymore, and that she's going to start working with charities like breast cancer, multiple sclerosis. She's going to open a kids' playground for disabled children, which she's titling Paris's Playhouse, which sounds like a strip club.
It sounds like the name of her latest DVD.
Yeah. So, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see whether this all comes about. But a couple of rumours she didn't discuss with Barbara.
I think the reason why they're letting her out of jail is they can't afford the phone bill. She's obviously sitting there at the prison glass with call waiting. Hang on, I've got Barbara Walters coming in on the other line. What is that about?
I know, because she's allowed to make unlimited phone calls now that she's in the hospital section, because before she was only allowed one a day, and now she's calling everyone. So no wonder she's okay with being in prison, spending the whole time on the phone. But a couple of rumours that have been discussed over here is why was she released from prison in the first place? You know how she had the whole medical condition, but no one knew exactly what that was. Well, a couple of rumours that are going around is, one, she was claustrophobic and couldn't handle being in the confined space for that long. Yes. The other is that she has herpes, which I think is probably one of the more nasty rumours. She is, I mean, whether you love or hate Paris, the fact that she is behind bars and everyone's saying she has herpes, probably the kind of rumour that is every woman's worst nightmare as far as rumours go. I think you have to sort of feel sorry for her.
I heard she got out because she had a pass out. She had a pass out and a drink card.
Yeah. It's very cushy in there.
Let's move on.
Mick Jagger. Now, did you hear about this very bizarre story about the bees?
I've heard this, but I can't believe it's true. Tell me what you think.
Okay. All right, this is true. In 1982, Mick Jagger worked with a director called Julian Temple, and this is the person who's responsible for leaking this story. Back then, on set, Mick apparently got stinger bees on his doodle to expand it. Now, I'm going to tell you exactly what happened to you.
At least that explains his dancing style.
Who would do this? He got a bamboo shoot, he filled it with the stinger bees, put it on his old fella, and then apparently it expanded to the size of the bamboo. Yeah. Well, he's mad.
You know you're in trouble.
I want to see...
You know you're in trouble, Jackie, when even Keith Richards is sitting there going, "No, mate, you've gone too far on this one." Actually, we've got some footage here of Mick Jagger preparing for a big night out. Have a look. Nah. Hello, girls. Dinner's on. I believe that's where they got the inspiration for the album Sticky Fingers. So I'm done.
Oh, okay. Now, I want to talk about something else that's causing a bit of controversy over here, and I don't know why. Take a look at this photo of Maggie Gyllenhaal. Mm-hmm. See, I don't see anything wrong with that. Women breastfeed all the time in public. It's just that we don't often see celebrities doing it, and that's why this particular picture over here has caused a little bit of uproar. A lot of people are saying, why would she do that in public when she's going to be photographed and then it's splashed all over the magazines? But
look, as long as she's not writing her name in milk or something, you know, as long as she doesn't have, like, 6 piglets on the other nipple, I'm all for breastfeeding in public. I don't see there's a problem with it.
Me either. I'm glad you said that, Mick, because a lot of guys are the ones that are having the negative reaction towards that photo. I think most women go, there's nothing wrong with it, but guys are a little creeped out by it.
I
thought they'd be happy.
I think it's fine as long as the mother calls last drinks for the baby. As long as it gives the baby time to, settle the bill before it gets out.
Okay, lastly, The Sopranos aired last night, the final episode, Mick. This is the strangest finale you will ever see. I'm not going to tell you what happened, but This thing just ends mid-scene. Like, literally almost mid-sentence, it just goes to black.
Right.
And everyone here thought there was something wrong with their TV reception. That's how oddly it ended. And people were scrambling to sort of fix the cables and whatnot. But, yeah, the creator of the show wanted it to end like that because he wanted things still unanswered. And I think that, to be honest, I think there'll be a movie on the way, and I think that's why they did it like that.
Look, I know that everyone over here is going, we've heard something huge happened. No one wants to know the ending.
No.
I feel it's my duty to inform the public. Basically, 7 episodes, it was all a dream. That was the way it was. Sorry, Sopranos fans. No, it's not true. It's not true. I'll tell you what happened. Tony wore a wire for the entire 7 series. It ends with Tony...
No, that's not true.
...doing a dance number with maracas. That's it.
Oh, Nick, you've spoiled it for everyone.
I have said enough. I have to ask you, Jackie, is Baz Luhrmann's Australia making any news over there?
Yeah, it is actually. There's quite a bit of buzz. Because, see, I would have thought only in Australia are we hyped up about this film, but quite a lot is being written about it. As I said last week, that story about Keith not being able to be let on set, that even made news here. So, yeah, it's been talked about quite a bit.
I think that's because they knew who he was. Sorry, Mr. Urban. Hey, I'm upset. I'm very upset with Baz Luhrmann because he's pinched another one of my ideas. Strictly Ballroom, I was working on that before him. Moulin Rouge, I've actually been working on my version of Australia, the movie. Do you mind if I play it for you? I've got a trailer coming up.
I'd love to see it.
Have a look at this.
Okay.
If there's one movie that embodies the essence of this wide brown land we live in, it's Mick Malloy's Australia. In his directing debut, Mick has captured the true spirit of the Australian people.
I know! He touched Tracy and then he touched me! No, she's such a slut!
Paying tribute to the work ethic that this proud country has been built on.
Hey, Greg, it's Phil. Hey, man, I don't think I can come into work today. I've got one of those 24-hour gastro type things. Yeah.
That is piss week, Phil. Not good enough. No shot. Gotta go.
Find yourself being subtly moved as the film delves into the complexities of a typical Australian romance.
What are you doing?
Nothing.
Australia, a country rich in culture, due to its willingness to open its arms.
You getting all this?
Yeah, one wog, one towelhead, bad driver, and a poofda.
Mick Malloy's Australia. Coming soon.
Yes. Jackie, can you...
You have an Oscar on your hands, I'm sure of it, Nick.
You're very kind. If you can make a few calls, organise a few meetings, that'd help, because that's all I've got, actually. It's a minute and a half.
I'll definitely be able to shop that around for you.
Thank you so much for helping us out for the last couple of weeks, and I look forward to seeing you sitting next to me right here on the desk at the same time next week. Please thank Jackie O.
Thank you. I look forward to next week. Bye.
We will be back after the break with Akmal Saleh. Do not go away. Welcome back to the nation. It's
No!
Guys, really starting to shit me. Hey, by the way, I forgot to mention Old Man River will be our musical guest and they'll be closing the show tonight. Pardon me, I'm new at this game. Yeah, go on, give him a round. I don't really know what I'm doing yet. So those kind of things happen. Hey, here at The Nation, we've been working on a very exciting soap opera to bring you in instalments throughout the series as it goes on. This is, it's a bit gripping and it's a bit too real for some. But please enjoy our very first episode.
You and I get beaten together. Electrodes attached to our testicles. Government does nothing. Our bones look fat in orange. Guantanamo Bay. Let your troubles slip away. Enjoy your stay at Camp X-Ray at Guantanamo Bay.
Thanks, Toby. Are you got any balsamic? Yeah, don't worry.
Hey, Dylan, you want to play beach volleyball later?
Yeah, I don't think so, mate. Yeah, okay, I'm done.
At Guantanamo Bay.
Very realistic. That's going to catch on. That's got Logies written all over it, don't you think? Akmal Saleh, make it welcome. You were moved by Guantanamo Bay, weren't you?
That was quite sensitive and beautifully done.
Thank you.
Just encapsulated the whole mood of Guantanamo and Home and Away together.
That's right.
I think they should send Kate Ritchie to be tortured. No.
Cool arrangement. I'm sure if the price is right, we'll be able to organise something. Thanks for joining us. Now, I know you keep abreast of things all week on your radio show. We were talking backstage about the Pope-mobile. You, like me, believe the Pope-mobile shouldn't have been open air.
It shouldn't have been open air. It's, because I don't know if you know, but the Pope is coming to Australia.
I think next year is the...
2008, the youth thing, yeah.
It's a big youth Catholic ceremony. He comes out, opens the whole show, climbs on stage, bites the head off a bat.
Yeah. He doesn't know that yet.
Oh, he doesn't know that.
No, but we're going to tell him. But I reckon we should have some fun with the Pope when he comes out to Australia. You know, do it in the Aussie tradition. I reckon get the Pope-mobile, right? Put the Pope in the Pope-mobile, give him some protective eyewear, put heaps of cash on the floor of the Pope-mobile, get an air hose, and he's got to catch as much cash as he can, right? Or, maybe the little headwear thing that he wears. Right. Why not add a propeller? just for fun. Because he did make a statement earlier last year, I think, and he said he thought Australia was one of the least religious countries in the world.
Might be true.
It might be true, but there are things that we hold sacred. I reckon when the Pope comes out, first thing we do is take him to an AFL game.
Right.
Take the Pope to see a Saints versus a Demons match. and if the Demons win, we can set the Pope on fire. Because the guy that jumped, I'm sure, because he's German, you said.
He was a 27-year-old German guy.
He wouldn't have been an Aussie, because an Aussie would have done it in the nude.
That's right.
I've been to the cricket.
I think he thought the Coke must have been handing out icy cold cans of Coke.
Yeah, he thought...
or something like, if the Pope came to Australia, it should have a bench seat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I reckon that guy who jumped obviously wasn't a lab, because if it was a lab, he would have taken it and stripped it and spray painted it and put some subwoofers in the back, a furry crucifix in the front.
You wonder if the Pope uses it just casually, like if he goes to the drive-in.
Well,
do you reckon the Pope could ever just turn up at the drive-in? You'd have to be up the back, or back it in.
Well, it's like...
He could back it in and open the doors.
Well, there'd be like general manager, disabled, and Pope. And no one's going to give the Pope-mobile a fine.
Imagine if it was that dirty, someone wrote, "Wash me."
Oh, those guys with the squeegee.
Oh, man, how hard do they have to work?
Yeah.
The Pope-mobile would be their friends. Apparently
and the Pope wouldn't have any change to give them.
No. Do you reckon he'd have all the coins in the ashtray?
Yeah.
In the Pope-mobile. Let's move on. There was an interesting campaign in the paper, and I know you're concerned about this. This is a new government campaign to stop smacking.
That's right.
Are you
the
aware
government... I am aware of it, because I told you about it before. course I'm aware of it. That's what I'm come to talk about.
He goes, set me up, it'll be seamless. He goes, trust me, I'll go with you. I set him up, and then he bolts me out.
I stuffed you up.
What is your problem?
Well, where do you want to
Yes,
start?
tell me about this campaign.
Well, I am aware of this campaign. It's the government's going to send us all a kit to urge us not to stop smacking our children.
Right.
I don't have any children, so I'm not allowed to smack other people's children anymore.
Right.
You learned that the hard way. No. No, this is an interesting thing. $2.5 million they're spending, and it's I've seen it's like a pamphlet about that big, and apparently parents have been rolling it up and smacking their kids with it. But
well, that's a successful campaign.
Well, it's designed to stop us from smacking kids. But the last time the government sent us anything like that was the anti-terrorist kit. Remember that?
Well, it was something to pop on the front of the fridge, wasn't it?
That's right, because, you know, terrorists are repelled by magnets. Everyone knows that. So it's a well-known fact. But it was an interesting thing for those, like the anti-smacking campaign, the anti-terrorist kit was written in 16 different languages.
Is that right?
Yeah, but the one in Arabic just said, "We're on to you." We know where you live, Abdullah.
I have to ask, while we're on matters Middle Eastern, because
Yes.
I hear a rumour you hail from there originally.
I hail. I'm actually Swedish.
Oh, yeah.
I'm half Arab, half Swedish. I want to go backpacking in the name of Allah. Whatever that means.
Can I ask about the new Mufti? The
Well,
old
yes.
Mufti's gone,
Which
out
is-
with the old Mufti, in with the new Mufti. Is this a good thing, a bad thing? What are you making of the
Well,
whole Mufti changeover?
Well, the Sheikh Halali's gone, and it's sad for comedians all around the country. I mean, really, it's a terrible thing for the comedians, but it's probably a good thing overall, I think. Then the thing is, Sheikh Halali's problem was really just, you know, craving the limelight. He wanted to be in the spotlight. He loves the spotlight. I think he's got a lot more time now. Why not put him on television? Why not put Sheikh Halali on Dancing with the Stars? And make Pauline Hanson his partner? Well, why not? Why not?
And make them do the nut bush.
The nut bush. It's endless possibilities.
Is there anything higher than Mufti? Is there like Grand Mufti, like four-star Mufti?
There's four, yeah.
Super Mufti? Is that it?
General Mufti. I don't know nothing about it. I really have no authority to talk whatsoever because, you know, it could be funny for now, but then I'll end up dead somewhere. You know. Not funny for me, funny for everyone else, sure.
Well, good luck with the new Mufti. It's been a bit of a religious show today
It has.
you know, we caught up with the Dalai earlier in the program. We sent the cameras out during the week to follow him round, and it's a bit of an eye-opener. Would you like to have a look at...
Absolutely.
We've got some more footage here of the...
Come on! Come on! Get a move on! Run, you donkey, run! Why don't you come back as a racehorse in your next lifetime? You're right! Leave it, mate.
Hot tip for the dogs. Tight ass.
Bloody Dalai Lama.
Make sure he pays his minibar bill this time.
You can't do that, Dalai Lama. Please speak up, well, Sally. When we come back, it's time to talk sport with Tiffany Cherry. Don't go away. Nation. Time to talk sport, and who better to do that with than the delightful Tiffany Cherry. How are you, Tiff? What do we need to know this week?
Well, hopefully we've got some good news for Al Thorpe. Now, the five-time Olympic champion believes he's mounted his case to clear his name after it was revealed a couple of months ago that in May last year he returned a positive drug test to elevated levels of testosterone and luteinising hormone, which I know you know a lot about.
Sure, no, I'm on both of those.
Yes, I'm
right
sure.
now. Yes.
So hopefully our greatest ever Olympian can clear his name and retire in peace.
That would be nice. We're crossing now live to FINA, where I believe an exhausting series of tests on his urine sample are underway.
That's disgusting, Nick. Actually, I saw some of that out there in the green room.
I believe his urine sample is a bit woody.
A little bit. Moving right
with
along.
a hint of burnt toast. Yes, go on.
Moving right along to Rugby League State of Origin returns to Sydney, to Telstra Stadium in Sydney tomorrow night.
It's a huge occasion for the game of league.
Now, New South Wales looking to even the ledger against Queensland, which took out the opening match in Brisbane a couple of weeks ago, but the preparations aren't going so well for the Maroons. Now, on their training camp on the central coast of New South Wales last week, of course, it was lashed by storms. The poor boys had to have cold showers and a bit of male bonding. They were playing cards and chess by candlelight. You can imagine.
Sounds like an end-of-season trip. Not a way to warm up. Well, that was a lovely report, by the way, and well done for doing a report.
Yeah,
but you're doing it from the confines of a very cushy studio here at Channel 9. But real reporters get out there and get amongst it. Have a look at this bloke. Who's doing all the hard yards.
Leave you tonight. This is the scene in waterlogged Terrigal. It's wet, wet, wet. The Maroons' preparations restricted by the worst storms in more than 30 years. On the Central Coast, Steve Haddon, National 9 News.
I'm very impressed.
Get indoors, Steve, you dickhead. What is that?
I wouldn't do it.
He was leading into it too, wasn't he?
Now, moving along, a couple of young aces are taking the motor racing world by storm.
Sure.
We've got the 22-year-old Brit Lewis Hamilton, who won his first Formula One race in just his rookie year.
He's racing with P-plates, this bloke.
Yes, P-plates. And, of course, our very own Casey Stoner, who I know you love.
Casey Stoner is a...
Now, he looks 12.
A bona fide champion, this bloke. A bona fide champion.
He's in fact 21. He's won 4 out of the first 7 races. This one, the most recent in Barcelona. He had one of the best races, they say, you've ever seen against Valentino Rossi. The 5-time world champion has now anointed him the next biggest thing, saying he's God on a bike. And an incredible performance by Casey Stoner.
It was amazing. It was three riders from different countries, 3 different bikes, 2 different sets of tyres. Everyone, it was 14... changes. Those guys are amazing. Yeah. I hung out with a couple of them once, and they do this as a joke. When they break their fingers, which they inevitably do, they have them reset like this. They do. So they can just slide onto the handlebars. I'm not joking.
No, you are.
And I heard that, and one day, I broke all my fingers, and so I had them reset like that, so they can... No.
So when you're old enough...
So they can slip perfectly around a can of Melbourne Bitter. All the way through it. That is fantastic stuff.
To golf.
This
is incredible. Now, amazing allegations for the big swinging American John Daly, who says his 4th wife, by the name of Sherry Daly, now they are filing for divorce, and you can imagine why. Look at those scratches on his face. He reckons she attacked him with a butcher's knife while he was sleeping last Friday morning. This was unbelievable. Now, he says...
Gee, what are the chances of finding a steak knife at John Daly's place?
Exactly.
Jeez.
Now, incredibly, though, after he's given his statement...
Can we have a look at those scratches on the... Look, I've heard a lot of professional golfers like to play off scratch.
No! Yes, very good. Now, amazingly, Mick, after that, he teed up for the second round of the St Jude Championship and went from tied 8th to second last, as you can imagine.
To second last, good on him. He likes to hit the Terps. He's not a...
Well, apparently he's lost $50 to $60 million, he's revealed, in gambling habits.
And he's not very good with the guitar either. Have a listen to this. This is him in action.
I think it's quite good.
Thank you.
Looks to me like he's been knocking on 7-Eleven's door.
Now,
Have you got anything from cycling?
No, nothing from cycling. But,
I do. Have a look at this. This is fantastic. This is fantastic stuff. No! There's a... Oh, no! There's a cyclist going
Very
straight
dangerous
under
one.
a bus. Watch at the end here, though.
Where is this? In China?
Here we go. And out it comes. I would charge that person with fair evasion. And to me is someone trying to get away.
Remind me not to cycle in China. Now, on to another dangerous sport, cricket.
Yep.
We know it was certainly for Bob Woolmer, the Pakistan
Yes.
coach who passed away. You were there, we know, but believe that...
What, you're accusing me
No,
now?
We believe that Pakistan officials are looking to sue Jamaican authorities over the handling of this case. They're not happy.
Because I think 3 Pakistani players came into question
Well, I
at
think
the time.
they did,
and
yes.
So they're suing. I was there for the World Cup, and I've been to Jamaica, and people out there, if you're going to commit a murder, do it in Jamaica. Because they have got Buckley's to work it out. CSI Jamaica is not a crack outfit. And in fact, I think I've got to look at CSI
Ranking
Jamaica.
special.
Right here. Hold on.
This doesn't look good, man.
I killed him. This is my confession. This is the gun I shot him with. This is a video of me planning the murder and then killing him. And this is a storyboard I made of me planning the murder and then killing him and then confessing to you guys.
We're never gonna solve this one.
Please thank Tiffany Cherry coming in. You're wonderful. We will go to the break and come back with more Nation after this. Welcome back to the Nation. Coming up in the next break, Old Man River to boot us home. But before we go any further, controversial Muslim leader Sheikh Halali has stepped down from his post as a mufti and has been replaced by a more Australian-friendly version. Here at the Nation, we're very lucky to be talking to his replacement live from Sydney. Please give a warm welcome to the more Australian-friendly Sheikh Fehmi Naji El Imam.
Hello.
Hello, Sheikh. How's it going?
Good, mate. Actually, my full name is Sheikh الامام اشرف رزق الله امجد بطرس قال لك يوسف جيب لي برايس عجل يا عمي leave me alone بدك تشيلي سوس definitely ha. But you can call me Trevor. That's my Aussie name.
Okay. Now, Sheikh Trevor, was it a smooth transition? I mean, how did you actually get rid of Sheikh Halali?
Well, I tricked him. We were having a meeting of all the muftis, and I said, could you just step outside for a minute? And he stepped outside. I locked the door. He couldn't get back in. And when he got back in, I was the new mufti, sucked in Halali. Very simple, really.
It's a simple process. I thought there might have been more involved.
Nah.
So, Sheikh Trevor, I assume with your Australian bias that you won't be as controversial as your predecessor.
Oh, no, I will be. I just need more time because, I've only just started. I'm going to be real controversial, but I just got to take a few sickies first and might go on holidays with the missus, one of them. We're going on a caravan trip around Australia, but she's in a different caravan. Well, when I say caravan, it's more of a kitchen, really. It's all right to come out and have fun and everything, but not while there's dishes to be done. I hope you can edit that out, because I really don't want to die.
Sheikh Trevor, you've got a mammoth task ahead of yourself. What's the first thing on your agenda? What are you going to do?
Well, the agenda is basically I'm going to... I have no idea. But, I'm new to the job, man. Mick, you got to understand this. You just don't slip into being mufti, and you got to take advice on how to be controversial, how to cover your meat, how to, what?
You came out today and you said you don't think Osama bin Laden had anything to do with 9/11.
No, I didn't. I was misquoted. I said, I think I saw Osama bin Laden working at the 7-Eleven.
Shake Trevor, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get... That's enough.
That's made.
I have no idea if he's going to be any better than the last, but we'll watch his progress carefully. It's funny, we here like some spiritual guidance at The Nation. In fact, we have working with us the Nation Nun. That was quite crazy, but every show here at Channel 9 gets its own nun. It's like the Footy Show Nun, the Getaway Nun. She's a bad egg. And the Nation Nun, and she dispenses the spiritual guidance usually after the show. It gets a little creepy. This is what happened after last week's program. You sent for me, Nation Nun.
Yes, Michael. I've been watching the show closely, and I sense a disturbance in your humour.
How so, Nation Nun?
Well, your jokes seem a little tacky.
Tacky, like men dressing up in women's clothing, that kind of tacky.
Your jokes don't work on me, Michael. Referring to Paris Hilton as a whore and a slut is not funny. I can assure you, Michael, the higher powers do not approve of your comedic ways.
What would you have me do, Nation Nun?
Michael, people want fun, family, wholesome entertainment, not smut about whores and sluts.
You seem to enjoy saying those words.
Silence! Here's a joke for you. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
The interrupting cow.
The interrupting
Use the joke wisely, Michael. There's plenty more where that came from. Jokes about frolicking in the meadows and... Michael? He has much to learn, this one.
I said it was crazy. Please welcome to the desk Paul Collegia. Hiya, Paul. Paul works here on the show as one of the writers, and after last week we thought what we needed to do, the missing piece of the puzzle, was some vox pops, getting out there amongst the real world, taking the pulse of the community. And you went out this week, and
Mick,
how'd you go?
I hit the streets, Mick, armed with a question relating to the ongoing issue about the government wanting to bring nuclear energy back onto the agenda.
That's fantastic.
Yes.
And it's important that we get out into the real world and basically...
It's really important, Mick.
We ask the questions and we respect the responses.
We certainly do, Mick. And I may have to warn you, Mick, I may have taken a bit of creative licence with the vox pop. I may or may not have included a few elements that aren't normally there.
Can we take a look now?
The government has put nuclear energy back on the agenda because it's safer, apparently. How do you feel about that?
I'm not very keen on it. I'm not too sure.
What's your opinion on that?
Well, I don't think it's that safe.
You are a wanker! You are a wanker!
No, as long as we can stop this greenhouse.
More nuclear power stations in Australia. You guys worried about that?
Well, we like a wanker!
That is not what it's all about. I want you to go and find those people and apologise to them personally.
When?
Out.
Now?
Get out.
Now it's good. Yep.
Paul Collegia, thank you if you could. When we come back, we're going to bring this baby home with Old Man River. Do not go away. Welcome back to the Nation. Time to boot this baby home. I'd like to thank everyone involved in tonight's program, the team, the crew, the legendary crews here at Channel 9. Mark Mitchell, give him a round. Con the fruit on a fantastic cameo. And you lot, you've been a fantastic audience to take us out tonight. Here at the Nation, we will be having bands on the show from time to time. Fingers crossed for a Rat Cat reunion. But to close tonight's show, we'd like to welcome our very first musical guest. Their album, Good Morning, is out now, and you can catch them playing gigs round about July. Tonight, we've got them live in the studio performing their single, La. Would you please welcome Old Man River?
Coming up in the sky, I'm watching the birds passing on by. It makes me wanna cry. It makes